refresh my page so it works.
Fashionably late.
Boop, boop, boo, doo, doo, doo. Yep,
No.
we are there.
We are live. Wonderful. Is this episode 3 or 4? It's all starting to run
This will be
together.
3.
4.
3? 4. Somebody roll a d6. Tell me how many episodes we've had.
This
I
is
thought, yeah, this should be 4.
This
Okay.
is 4 because we're gonna level up. Apparently, after these 2 hours.
If you survive.
That's right.
Of course.
Oh, of course. I don't
Yeah.
plan on it.
All right. Welcome,
I'm
everybody.
here just for the XP.
That's right. You're getting XP by being captured by the enemy. It's a nice segue. Tonight's a special night because we're welcoming a new player. Ashley is joining us. Yay! We're so excited. We're hoping even to have a sixth member of the party next week, maybe, if we can get all the logistics of it worked out. But what's great about Adventure League is you can drop a new character in at any time, and you can drop a player out, as we might be doing tonight, unfortunately, because the combat last week went really badly. There was an ambush, and we may lose our first member of our group tonight. But
I mean, it went poorly for 2 of them.
Yeah,
definitely.
We cleaned up shop.
So the 2 that are in trouble, of course, are Squatch and Burns characters, and they were captured at the end of last week's episode. As we kind of segued out last week, we found that Hothead, your character, is a Dragonborn. Let me let you do it. Tell us about. Let's go through the characters real quick. Go ahead. Let's do a recap of who you are. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your character, and we'll segue that way.
Alrighty. Hello. I am Nick or Hothead, whatever you want, and I'm playing Uldren. He is a silver Dragonborn paladin of Bahamut who is currently hunting down the cult of the dragon to avenge his dead wife.
Great. And Sasquatch?
Yeah, I am Andrew or Real Squatch, and I'm playing Sarveros, the pirate wizard, who is trying to avenge his fallen crew that he lost.
It's a lot of venge going on. All right, I'm playing with all my maps.
And one with revenge.
Oh, I gotta fix more keys. And this is Ashley. Hello. It is Ashley,
Hello.
right? We just met you. So, introduce yourself. I know you're kind of, you've got a Drow rogue you're bringing to the group tonight. So, let's introduce yourself and tell us.
Yes, hello, hi. I am Ash, also known as Ash Shadowheart, and I will be joining this crew as the Drow rogue Maya. You will get to meet her probably at some point tonight. If things go well or if things go badly, we'll find out.
Yes, so your Drow is been looking for, I think Gemma is her name. You have a contact you're looking for. You believe she has attempted to infiltrate the cult of the dragon, and that the last piece of information you had was that she was traveling with a warband, and that the warband was traveling near the town of Greenest. So you've come to Greenest, and you have come at the end of what looks like a siege. So the city is in ruins, there's burning, there's fire, and there's a retreating army that you suspect that perhaps Gemma is with. But in the meantime, you can help with the aftermath while you're looking for Gemma. So great. And the rest
Or,
of my...
just pop some popcorn and sit back and, see what's going on.
Enjoy the show, right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my maps got messed up. Okay. All right, give me a second. Sorry. I have to fix my stream deck since we added somebody. There. That's better.
I see what happened.
Yes. So, Sally, go ahead and tell us about yourself and your character while I'm fixing my stream deck.
Okay. All right. Well, hey there, everybody. I'm Sally, otherwise known as LadyFoxHeart, and I play the character Vivian Belladonna, a High Elf Ranger, who is a pompous hunter from a wealthy family who seeks revenge for the monsters who captured her, hoping to free herself from the psychological baggage of the experience. So that's me. That's my character. And
There,
I guess
I
we'll
think
go
I
to.
fixed it.
Yeah, looks good on my screen.
Yep. Good. So, and then tell us about our sponsor. We still have a sponsor, right?
No. Yeah, we still have a sponsor.
Elderwood Academy?
Yeah, our sponsor is Outerwood Academy. They make some really awesome dice boxes. Uh, they even come with a cool bag, a little nice design on everything. Uh, Using them for our session. Let me put this back in there. Even have a nice honeycomb shape into it all. Make sure it's picked up in the camera. Yep, that's in the camera. Really cool, really nice. I believe I had them in the sponsorship tab in our down below the description. Even if you press exclamation point support, I believe there should be a link going towards them as well. If not, then definitely down in the description. So yeah, they're really cool, really good designs. Check them out. Tell them we sent you. Maybe you might get some nice something nice out of it.
All right, great. And let's see, Byrne, did you introduce Carrick to us this week?
Not yet. Hey guys, my name's Byrne. I'm currently a prisoner of war, I guess. Carrick
Yes.
Tribeard.
You were
His goals
captured
are pretty.
with Sarveros last week.
His goals are pretty lofty before, but now I think he just wants a bite to eat and maybe some freedom. That'd be nice.
All right, man.
Understandable.
A bite to eat and maybe some freedom. Isn't that what we all want?
Yes,
really, at the
exactly.
It's all the little
Bite to
things.
eat some
You
freedom.
have distilled the human experience.
Well, dwarven experience. We'll just wait.
I might just name that the
Humanoid
episode today.
experience.
A bite to eat, a little freedom.
Bite to eat.
So at the end of last week, as who've now beaten the dead dragon about, Byrne's character and Squatch's characters were captured by the retreating army, because as it appears, as it's getting near dawn, the Cult of the Dragon's forces are retreating out of Greenest. They've looted all they can loot. They've filled up all of their crates with plenty of treasure to add to whatever kind of dragon horde they're forming, and they're leaving, but not before their champion, Langdarosa Cyanrath. Let me show you a picture of him, see if that came up.
Langdarosa?
Yes, that's his name.
Damn.
This is
That's a
him.
proper Dragonborn name.
Yeah. Well, you can see from his tail, he's actually a half-dragon, not a
Ooh.
dragonborn. And at the end of last week, in the darkness, because I don't believe you have dark vision, do you?
No.
Okay. So at the end of last week in the dark, with the smoke, with the cloud, with the stress and anxiety of your two new friends being captured, you thought you saw a dragonborn. In fact, you saw this guy. It's not who you thought you saw, but who did you think you saw last week at the end?
Ooh.
Or tell us about that experience, because it's the person you thought killed your wife, or you think killed your wife.
Indeed.
That's right. Yeah.
So basically, Aldrin has a very movie-like flashback to a battlefield, bodies everywhere, and sort of just like blood-soaked grounds. And in front of to his left is a human woman with like long brown hair and like priest vestments, and she seems ready to cast like a spell or something. In front of them is a gold dragonborn in dark plate armor with the symbol of Tiamat emblazoned into it, like right in the center of his chest. And in a flash of light, so basically like the sun just glinting off of the gold dragonborn's blade, Aldrin sees the blood of his wife spatter on his eyesight, and then his vision darkens.
That is a very sad story, actually. I should have brought a box of Kleenexes. Let me look around.
Here.
Wait. Why would I have Kleenexes by my computer? Okay, so we are sad about your wife's tragic death, but that was the kind of the PTSD flashback you had when in the darkness you thought you saw that Dragonborn, but instead, as this person comes forward, you saw in the picture here, he is actually looks a little bit familiar to you guys, because he is the half Dragonborn son that you already know about. Why do you guys know about this guy? What happened before?
His
I think we
father
made a
told us
deal.
about him.
Yeah.
Somebody recap for the audience what happened with his father, the blue dragon that was sacking Greenest and burning it down.
Oh boy.
believe we just made a deal with them, with that dragon, saying if we
did.
can get rid of the sun, recover the eggs, all is well, and so he won't destroy the village anymore. I believe that's basically the summary of it.
Yeah, basically he was like, my bastard son took my eggs, and you're gonna get them back for me, or everyone dies. And Ojin was like, well,
All right.
I guess that you have my
You
hands
broke
tied.
the first rule of Shadowrun: never make a deal with a dragon. First rule of Shadowrun.
Oh, trust me, I hate it just as much as you do.
But the deal worked because the
Yeah,
dragon
it
stopped
did.
attacking the keep. The dragon left the fight, and as you can see now, merely probably an hour or so, 2 hours after that, the army, if you want to call it that, the band of the Cult of the Dragon, has retreated out. And at the edge of the kind of retreating group, they're kind of done more than a retreat. They've kind of taken their spoils and leaving. This guy, this blue half dragon, has your two friends captured in chains. Sarveros is unconscious. There's a groggy but conscious Carrick, as y'all are being held by chains by a large group of kobolds. Just to be clear, there are far too many. This is like the mass of the army for y'all to do much with. But this half dragon, has a deal for y'all. He will free one of them if one of you will just fight him. If you win, he'll free both of them. If you lose, he'll kill one of them.
Oh God.
From the darkness, this creature I've shown you, strides into the dim light of the dying fires around Greenest. Although it's shaped roughly like a human, it is at least 7 feet tall, its skin is covered in blue scales, its fingers bear wicked claws, and its face has the muzzle and reptilian eyes of a dragon. The creature stoops about 80 yards from the main gate of the keep and scans towards y'all, where y'all are at the coming back or of the south side of the mill. A line of kobolds fan out behind it. With their spears, they prod the two human prisoners who are chained up in front of you. You can make out both of your friends, Sarveros unconscious and the groggy, out of it a little bit look of Burns' character. Then the half-dragon creature hails you. Defenders of Greenest, this has been a successful night, and I'm feeling generous. Do you see these two pitiful, useless prisoners? We have no need for them, so I'll trade them back to you. Send out your one best warrior to duel me, to fight me. And I will give you one of them, and if you win, I'll give you both. If you lose, one will die.
Yikes.
Oh, man.
So, I'll leave that to you, buddy. Just pat the dragonborn.
Aldrin will take a step forward, drawing his blade, a fury in his eyes you've yet to see before, will just sort of like almost growl under his breath. Fine.
Okay. So the Dragonborn champion of Greenest fights the half-dragon son of the dragon y'all are to deal with.
Oh boy.
Now don't feel bad. According to the Adventure
But
League
his breath
module,
weapon and
it's
just one try.
yes, it's not a fight you're supposed to win, but let's try anyway.
Don't tell
Hey,
them
why
that. Just let's figure it
Let's
out.
just see what happens.
I have no helpful juice, but I do have 18 AC.
Yes, you have armor class of 18. How many hit points do you have left? Because we're picking up where we left
17.
off. Yeah, we'll have a little fight though. Let's do it. All right, over on.
Who's looking better, you or me then?
Yeah. All right, let's roll
Hit me,
initiative.
actually.
I'm rolling initiative, and I've got a 4. So you're off to a good start. You can beat a 4, right?
I rolled a 10.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Hey!
I thought you were gonna say 2, and I got really concerned.
No,
So-
I rolled a 10.
Langdorosa yields a great sword. He kind of has a spear, but he kind of, instead of throwing it at you, He kind of tosses the spear beside him. He could grab it if he needed to, and wields his great sword and gestures with it for you to come at him, brah.
Okay. Ooh.
You are first to act.
I don't have a spell slot. Fuck.
Yeah,
Oh.
this is gonna be a brutal
So
little
sad.
short fight, but
Aldrin just kind of without hesitation will just dash up and try to slash across the scaly throat of the half dragon.
all right, 17 armor class. He's wearing his splint armor.
I rolled a 17.
Oh.
All right. Good start to the fight. Good start to the fight. So,
Yeah,
First blood.
I rolled a 12.
for damage?
No.
Oh.
Like a 12 on the die plus 5 is.
Ah, well, good hit. You
now
find.
on the damage is 10 points of slashing damage.
All right, that's a good lick. The Landerosa though looks a little surprised, looks a little taken back. He does take 2 steps backwards from the blow, and then he's gonna make 2 greatsword attacks at you.
Fuck.
2. Okay.
Yikes.
He misses with the first one, and he misses with the
Ooh.
second one. We have
Oh,
you
great.
have hope. You have
Oh my
survived
God,
the
you
first
really
round with
stunned
Rocky
him.
Balboa. Yeah.
Kick him in the scales.
All
Just,
right.
King.
just glance the blows off of my
Dodge and weave.
shield.
Dodge and weave.
Dodge and weave. I've been training my whole life for this. That's 17 again. Rolled another 12.
Yes! Victory!
Hell yeah.
Hit him
Another
again.
10 points of slashing damage.
Oh, you have fired Langderosa up. He now realizes, as you can see him tense up, that he's actually in a real fight. He has underestimated you, but now he's taking you for real.
First it was just playtime. Now, nope.
First roll is a 17 plus, I'm sure this is going to hit, plus 6. Yes.
Oh, plus 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 11 slashing damage with the first roll.
Okay.
The second roll is only a 10 plus a 6, so that's a miss. Am I correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Boom. So you're down to 7 hit points. No, 6 hit points.
6 hit points.
All right.
Yikes.
Go ahead.
I can do this all day.
So it's this guy, but now he's bleeding from a couple of wounds.
Oh! I just went off of a crit.
You rolled a 19?
Yeah.
Hey, 3 hits in a row on a 17 armor class.
That's so nice.
Time to use the rolling app, I think. All right, go ahead. Roll the
I respect
damage.
that. That's 11 slashing damage.
Oh, he is now past halfway.
Oh, wow.
You have actually, you can see the respect in his eyes as he finishes you off, as he brings in 2 roll
Ideally,
20s.
yeah.
Roll d20,
Clutch,
Oh, a miss on the first one.
Clutch.
and I miss on the second one. However, he gets an action surge.
Ah!
He's a fighter!
Once per short rest. So he is taking his action surge to roll 2 more great swords at you.
Don't do it.
A miss!
Oh!
No way he can miss again! And he does! 4 straight misses!
And they call you a champion.
And he takes a deep breath. And it's your attack.
Oh, do you want me to roll and roll 20? Are my rolls unbelievable?
Dude, just roll.
No. Roll and hit him. He still has enough hit points. I just noticed how he's going to end this fight, so...
He's just gonna breathe on me.
Yes, he's about to breathe. He took a deep breath after he missed you 4 straight times. Let's just say
shit.
that.
Yeah, that's an 18.
Roll damage. He's almost dead.
10 points of slashing damage.
He is down from 57 to 40 to 16. But the fight is
Fighting
ending.
style, baby.
Yes. That was really a wonderful effort. The mad respect as that deep breath he took is excelled as a lightning bolt that comes slashing through you. Even if you make your DC 13 dex saving throw, you'll still take 11 points of damage.
Fuck.
So
Yeah.
the last thing you see as you're shocked unconscious is the uh, the relieved look of Langarosa Cyanrath. A look you've seen before on another person, the Dragonborn that knocked you unconscious when he killed your wife. So you're experiencing that again. The difference is this guy will be nearby for revenge. Dum bum bum.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
smites.
So you're
Damn it.
unconscious, and Sally, it's down to you. You're the only one left of your group. You have
Yeah,
an unconscious
that's
person. You, of
very
course, rush
unfortunate.
over to your friend's body and stabilize
Yeah.
Hothead's character from dying. As Langarosa looks left at Carrick, looks right at Cerveros, and let me roll a d2 to decide which one he's killing. On a 1,
no.
it's Cerveros. On a 2, and he does. He takes that spear, he takes it, puts it into Cerveros' mouth, unconscious of course, and runs it all the way down his body from the inside.
Oh.
He's 7 feet tall. He then sticks it into the ground and stands the high elf Cerveros' body up as he dies and gurgles his last. The sailor who lost his ship and was just trying to find a way home has died here in Greenest. And you feel, Sally, a depth of despair as you think that this is about as bad as life can get, except for the time you were mugged by the Cult of Eternal Flame. This is the second worst thing that's ever happened to you, to your character, Sally Vivian.
From one cult to another.
Yes. But Carrick is not freed. Carrick is drugged with them. Oh, I said
Wait,
I said he would free
yeah,
him. You're right. I
yeah.
apologize. Carrick, you're free. You're back with your group.
Yes. Success.
You do though get a blow to the back of the head, knocking you unconscious
Damn it.
Damn it!
as he frees you, and you're in chains. That y'all have to figure out how to get him out of the chains too. So,
Small victories,
but
ladies and gentlemen.
Squatch,
Small victories.
thank you for playing Sarveros with us. Tell us about your new druid you've rolled up for Adventure League.
Yeah, I am playing the druid wild elf called Renas, and he is a druid of the moon and an acolyte of the Wildfather.
Well, similar to adding Ashley's character tonight, your character was nearby enough not to be here in time, but with the smoke, the fire, the obvious upset nature of this attack on Greenest, you've been hurrying to Greenest, and you arrive just in time to see the retreating army leaving in the distance. You see Vivian's character kind of bent over trying to help two unconscious chained people. The same stuff you're seeing, Ashley, as you walk up to the scene too. And y'all are in a burned village. There's a keep for y'all to recuperate in, but right now you have to figure out first how to wake up Hothead's character and how to get Carrick out of the chains. Good luck.
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What can I do? So basically, they just left them there, and left.
Yes.
Or
no, all right. Yes, this was the end of the battle of the night at Greenest. The wind went out of the sails for when the dragon stopped being part of things, and so they kind of wrapped up their efforts here, and they have left in the same direction the dragon told you that the camp would be found. Is the direction they headed off in.
So they told us where they would be at.
Well, it's a large army. I mean, this is a small army, a large trail. I mean to say. So you're going to be able to. You would expect to be able to track them fairly easily anyway. It's hard for this many kobolds and cultists and the little dragon creatures to get away, so to speak, without being able to be followed. But not right now. You have two unconscious characters.
Yeah.
You have two new friends rushing to help from the shadows, and you have a keep to return to hopefully claim your reward. Don't forget you were promised gold for this effort.
Yeah. I'll take Cerveros' gold. So
The
basically,
dead don't get gold.
Yeah, true. So I guess I'm gonna see if I can try getting like my hammer or something like that, and see if I can try like bashing open the chains or something. See if I can break the lock.
Okay, roll a strength check with advantage because there's nothing stopping you from doing this.
Yeah. So with strength, so it'll be +2. That'd be an 8 + 2 would be 10. So the other one, that was a crit on the second hit.
Okay,
Nice.
the locks were not as sturdy as they first appeared, and you were able to crack open the lock on the chains, and you can unlock Carrick, who's coming around, who's groggy, and Hothead is coming around. You each have one hit point, and you're
I'm surprised that
lying
actually
in
worked.
the burnt village of Greenest. So, what do you wish to do?
All right. So
Did I
saying that
win?
they woke up is like, hey man, the wizard's dead. We got to get back. Get up.
Yes, you both are horrified to look up to see Cerberus' dead body impaled on the spear that Landarosa left behind.
Well, I say we remember him in song and kicking that half dragon's half eye.
You're right about that, but we can't do it alone.
I
With
was in.
us three, especially how we are right now, we're down one guy here.
Well, who are our new friends here? Hello, elves.
Oh crap, they're actually here.
Yeah, I must say, you kind of turn and you just
Yeah.
see silhouetted with the smoke and the flame, standing about 5 foot tall, hooded figure, and she just kind of pulls this hood off and tosses out this big long white wolf's tail hairstyle, and about to say, you all look to be in too bad a state to be chasing down any army now.
Yeah, absolutely. We just managed to go ahead and get ourselves in the thick of it somehow.
I was not planning on chasing them until we are properly rested, but I'm not leaving his body on a pike. He will be given a proper burial.
You got a point there. That's probably the most respectful thing to do.
And I'll
I think
walk
he's already
over.
on a point.
I bite my tongue, and I walk over to the pike and I take it out of the ground, and I'll remove the body as carefully as I can.
So Renas will come over and help you.
Yeah.
Thank
Wow.
you. Your
So you
names?
fought nobly.
I'm just there with my sword in hand and everything, just keeping a good close eye on the both of y'all, saying, 'cause, like, I don't know who you guys are or what you're all doing here, but honestly, we need the most help we can get.
Make
Are
an
you a friend
insight
or are you a
check.
foe?
Sally, roll an insight check.
Insight. Oh, good thing I'm good at that. Well, I'm not good at it. I got a 5.
You are suspicious of the Drow, of Ashley's Drow. First off, generally people are suspicious of Drow. They're pretty evil creatures most of the time. But here we are having a cult of the dragon, ransack a town, and isn't it convenient that a usually evil Drow-looking person shows up at the end as the group is leaving to stay behind and help out? So you're very suspicious, Sally.
I
Vivian.
figured that, especially being a high elf versus a drow elf.
Especially since you rolled so badly on your insight check.
That too.
I then, dig a grave and give Cerberus a proper burial.
Yes, dawn is breaking.
We should return. I'll look to the Drow, and I will say in Undercommon.
Pulls the hood back up.
So
I love it.
Sunlight.
So away from the spider's grasp, are we?
One could say that, yes.
Well, thank you for not trying to kill me. And he'll just keep walking back to the keep.
Yeah.
I'm far too injured to be obstinate at the moment. Thank you for all your assistance.
I'm just like have the bard and like over like my shoulder or something like that, just making sure he's like okay, he can walk, kind of.
I'm injured, not drunk.
I mean, hey man, can you walk just fine then?
Yes.
Well, not really, but you know that's par for course.
Yeah, dwarves can't really walk
Draws a line
great
in the
anyway.
dirt with my toe. Here, walk this line for me.
That he wouldn't be able to do, no.
No, it's just natural.
So back at the keep, you guys can now do a long rest.
Oh,
Woohoo!
Definitely need that.
thank God. Take long rest.
Ugh.
And
Man,
there's a lot of drama at the keep.
I got all my 2 spell slots back, boys. Let's go.
Same?
So as you can imagine, if you remember this guy, the Duke, he is pretty upset with you guys. He's asking where his servant Sarveros is.
Your servant is currently 6 feet underground now, thanks to trying to go ahead and defend your mill.
He's dead? I don't have to
What
pay
does
him. I don't have to pay him.
I punch him in the mouth.
Oh, all right. Roll a d20. Roll an attack roll.
Is everyone proficient in their unarmed strikes?
I believe so. Yes.
Oh yeah.
You just don't get to roll anything. It's just 1 plus your strength.
15.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
unless
that's-
you're a monk.
Yeah,
I
you punch the old man in the face. So roll
do 4
your
points of damage.
roll 4 points of damage. Okay, he's down to 1 hit point. The old man kind of bloodied and falls to the ground. And Lena, help me! They're attacking me. Help me, Lena! And then his
You will be smart to respect those who gave their lives to help you.
I didn't save her picture for this week. His niece-in-law, who y'all initially met when y'all came into Greenest, and she was helping her family flee. She has her spear, and she gets in the way between you and her uncle-in-law, and says, "You can't hate him as much as I do, but that doesn't mean you have the right to hurt the old man. Haven't we been hurt enough?"
It's just a little wee bit of aggression. I say we last a day and see what sorts we have in this town and what's left.
Well, if you remember Castilian the Red, and I got to get back to his picture, he ushers you into the same room that you were in when you saw all the people who were wounded and injured. The room has been, a lot of that's been cleared out. A lot of the people who were in the kind of the triage room are now out in Greenest. The sun is up, so they are picking through the kind of the remainder ruins of their lives. If you've ever seen any kind of like horrific storm damage or something like that, this is what the people are going through, kind of the shock of seeing their homes burned, of seeing people that they love dead. There's a lot of bodies, especially of the guards along the bottom of the wall, that are being pulled out and kind of given the same treatment you gave your friend Sarveros. It's a scene of just kind of destitute desolation, sadness, and you have plenty of space, though, to conduct your long rest here in the triage room. Anything in particular you wish to do while you are spending your 6 to 8 hours resting?
So we can't really do much, right? During
Right.
this time.
Nope.
Can I just do light activity of
little
paladin
bit.
stuff, which is like
Yeah.
doing like minor medical attention and consoling families.
Yes, there is some of that in the triage room in the keep for you to do. Sure.
That's all I
I'm
wanted to do.
I'm just gonna lie down and just take a rest, just hat over face, just I'm out.
Meditate for 4 hours. You mean?
Yeah.
Elf.
So
No, I know what I said. That's how I meditate. Just pretend I'm asleep.
Badass.
while you are doing your long rest, the governor, with good news, brings you 3, not our 2 new people, brings you 3 a bag of 75 gold pieces each that you can add to your character sheet because you made level 2 in Adventure League. But this is your reward he offers for having helped the city and doing so much for Greenest in the horrific night they had last night.
Sounds good to me.
Any
Thank you.
questions or anything you wish to ask the governor while you have his attention?
How many men do we have left?
Roll 2 d20s and add it
Oh.
together for me.
Okay. I'll just do this on here because it's easier. Oh, bam. Oh, wow. Not bad. Significantly more than I thought. 14.
Okay, they have 14. Not enough to help you chase down the Cult of the Dragon, obviously. All 14 of those people are going to be put to use in Greenest, repairing, putting
Oh,
out
of
fires,
course.
and all that kind of
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. I did not expect them to give us any help. They didn't last time.
What do you five know, if anything, the governor begins, about who attacked us last night?
Well, from what we gathered, they're somewhat interested in dragons. They enjoy the company of kobolds, and they, um, well, I don't think we're the best of friends.
The
Yeah, I
Cult of
guess
the
not.
Dragon. We've never heard of the Cult of the Dragon before last night. Why
Nor
would they
have I.
attack us? Why?
Because their leader, I believe, I don't know his name because I don't think he said it. Right? DM?
No, I don't think he said his name.
I think you said it, but I don't know if he announced his name when we were fighting.
He didn't have the big damn villain.
Okay, cool. Their leader is a half dragon.
I'll say you have his name for a couple of
Okay.
reasons. One, he may have said it in his monologuing anyway. But two, I think the dragon told you his son's name when y'all were talking to the dragon.
The Langdrosa.
Yes.
Langdrosa, a half dragon of blue variety, probably wanted to lay siege to this place and blackmailed his father, a blue dragon, the one that was assaulting us, to help him do it.
Fascinating. Fascinating.
Well, have we talked with the prisoners yet? No, we only had a couple kobolds.
Well, we interrogated prisoners, and they claimed that they were working for a woman. A human woman was in charge of the raid. Did you see a human woman in charge of the
No.
raid?
Something
That
about
was-
no. We
Wait,
didn't.
is that the dragon lady they spoke of?
Yes, we got more information about her. We don't have her name. Just a description that she was dressed in purple robes. Did you see a human female wearing purple robes?
No.
I don't think we've noticed anyone of that. There's a lot of kobolds and that half dragon.
Well, the half dragon is interesting. I saw your fight from the rapids of my keep. You did a very, very fine job. That he looked too fierce for you, though. You shouldn't try so hard, you know. You shouldn't try so hard. He seems very out of it a little bit, the governor. I mean, he's been through the worst night of his life. I need to know more, though. I really do. I want to know where their camp is, how many raiders there are, who their leaders are, what's motivating their attacks, and where they plan to strike next. I will have another 75 gold pieces for each of you, even you two new people who I'm glad you're here to help, but we could have used your help last night. But 75 gold for each of you if you will follow them and find these things out for us. Please, will you do that?
Gladly.
We'll do that as soon as we can, apparently.
Our interests align.
Indeed.
Yep. Now it's more for blood, too.
Yes, you can revenge your friend's death, you can fulfill your pact with the dragon, and you can make an extra 75 gold where the governor thinks you're working for him. Seems like the best of all worlds.
Yeah, sounds
What's not
good
to
to me.
love?
And he mentions treasures. Well, if you recover treasure, please return it to us so that we can return it to the people it was stolen from. You would do that for us, wouldn't you?
We'll see about that if we come across it.
Well, it's not as important, though. What's important is information. We must find things out. And with that,
Agreed.
he flips his big blue cape, and he leaves the injury room. As he does, a young man walks up to you, limping heavily on his bandaged leg. I have a picture. He's not this bloody. He's been cleaned up. There. See if y'all can see this guy. But this is what he looks like. He's not, you know, he's not this bloody, but he definitely is dressed with these arm wraps. He looks like a kind of a combatant. He would be able to fight. He looks very beat up though. He's limping heavily. His left leg, as you can see in this picture, is heavily bandaged. And he talks to you. I hear that you intend to follow the raiders and see where they've gone. I'd like nothing better but to come with you, but in this condition, I'd just slow you down.
Yes, you would.
It'd be best if you'd stay back and keep us and keep this area and help and check as well. Who knows what might come by through here while we're gone.
In the midst of all this tragedy, there's no reason you would have heard about the fate of my master, but I want to know, did you come across Leosin Lanther? Now, Squatch, this immediately attracts your attention, because this is the harp. Leosin, he's asking you about Leosin Lanther, who's the harper contact you were looking for when you came to Greenest. It's important that you know, he's a monk from Burtis. He disappeared last night after we fought a particularly savage battle against raiders. A few others and I fought our way to the keep, barely. Leosin didn't make it at all. We went back this morning to look for him, but we all found was his broken staff and this choker, which he always wore. And he holds up kind of a broken braided leather neckband. It has like a silver dragon design, kind of chased into the leather. The ends of it are ragged, as if it was roughly torn off.
We saw no such figure, but on our way and in the camp, we will definitely keep an eye out for him.
He introduces himself as Nisim Waladra. He says he's a monk, acolyte, that his master is Leosin Lanther. And he says that Leosin, he's been investigating these raiders for months. I fear that he might have tried to infiltrate their group when they retreated. Or worse, he was captured and carried away as a prisoner. No one understands these bandits better than he does, and his knowledge will be invaluable against them. When you find their camp, please look for any sign that Leosin is there. One of my brothers has already departed for Burdusk to bring back help, but it'll be many days before he arrives with help. Anything you can do before then would be a godsend. As he finishes his little monologue, Nisim collapses down onto one of the empty cots. He's clearly exhausted and badly injured.
Yeah, good thing that you'll be here.
This is before our long rest, so I don't have any spell slots to help him or anything on hands.
Well, it's kind of during, but yeah, you don't need to help him with. You definitely have a feeling you need to save all of whatever you can possibly save for chasing down the cult. No, if he was critical, if he was dying, that would be one thing. But there's going to be a long healing period here in Greenest where many dozens of people are going to be healing for a long time. There's more to do here than you could even begin to do and still chase the cult down.
Fair.
I'm gonna kneel right next down to Nissan, let him know that there will be no guarantees, but we will do our damn best to at least find and free your master. Do what we can if it comes our way.
Well, Leosin is someone that I needed to find while I was here too, so
Really now.
desperately need to. Aye, looking to join the Harpers, and he's apparently well acquainted.
Yes, he
Yeah,
is.
I guess our goals aligned then.
I too am initiating into the Hoppers. It's a wonderful organization of people that just want to help. With my master Leosin's obsession with cults of like this dragon cult, there's so many things going in this world of Farron that we can do to make the world a better place. And we were coming back from Candlekeep, the great library there, where we were consulting the librarians and researching ancient writings on dragon folklore. Dragon cults are my master's special interest.
might not be a bad idea.
The thing is, how we're gonna go ahead and tackle this situation.
Well, first we need to take care of introductions, and I turn to our new oven friends. I don't know your names. I am Aldrin, Paladin of Bahamut, member of the Platinum Cadre. It's a pleasure. And I'll hold out my hand to the Drow first.
Kind of look at your hand for just a moment before taking it. Actually, kind of putting my hand in there as if expecting you the whole knuckle kiss thing. Maya-san, pleasure to make your acquaintance.
He will indeed do just that, being a knight and trained in proper mannerisms.
Ah, so they do train their men on the surface.
It's called respect, but yes.
A cute
Interesting.
name.
Alright.
We turn to the widow.
So I'm Ronus, follower of Sylvanus, Sylvanus, and I too came seeking the monk that has been spoken of.
Ah,
So what is so important about this monk?
Well,
So just helping out with the Harpers?
well, my
Sounds
master.
to me as if he knows things.
Yes, we already suspected that the cult of the dragon was up to something. There's already been other smaller attacks than this. No city had been attacked like this. No village this large. Or else we would have warned and we would have done more. But no, this is something different. The cult has definitely elevated their ski. Oh, I'm too tired. I can't continue. And
You go ahead and take your rest, man.
he falls back into the cot again.
Alright.
Well, it seems like our next course of action after introductions is to get started tracking, or is there something else you'd like to?
I agree.
Yeah, probably figuring out where to go next, how we're gonna tackle this, what we're gonna do, rescue mission, etc.
I mean, an army like that, they're probably going to be on the move fairly quickly.
Probably.
Agreed.
Depending on what they're doing. So, be best to follow them before the train.
Agreed. Does
This
anyone
may be
here-
a.
Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Is anyone here particularly skilled in the art of tracking and hunting?
I am.
Unfortunately, not me at this point.
I see. Fantastic. So I imagine our time will be much easier.
I'd also suggest that possibly, maybe, from the corpses of our enemies, we gather ourselves some disguises. Maybe that'll make infiltration a little easier.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Ah,
I don't
Yeah.
really want to see the bunch of us showing up, gallivanting about and exactly reliving last night. I'd like to be a little smarter this time rather than.
Absolutely. I have to agree with you on that one.
Unfortunately, I believe that some of your compatriots will stand out a bit looking at the Drow and the Dragonborn.
Well, that's why we cover ourselves up so they're a cult after all. Not everybody's all willy nilly like, hey, I'm a cult member. How are you?
They do.
I also have other talents that allow me to move stealthily and without being noticed.
Well, that's going to be very helpful.
I do not have that. However, I've been confused on both sides for allies and enemies. So
Yeah, I mean,
we paint the silver dragonborn a chromatic color, and boom, instant cult member done.
I believe I can match that certain shade of blue if I'm given the proper painting supply.
He takes a very deep breath, sighs out. That would be smart.
I hope that you said no, but I guess I'll be painting a dragonborn sometime.
Hey, man.
Quick, let us go find a couple gallons worth of paint. I'm sure we can scratch up something in this ruin of the city.
Yeah, well,
I
thing is,
cannot deny a good plan when I hear it.
where can we find that paint, however?
A painted blue is much less obvious than glistening silver.
Well, the blue, yeah, it won't take a lot of blue paint because silver and blue are kind of close enough on them.
Well, we'll put
Color
him in
spectrum.
some robes and we'll paint what we can. I have a disguise kit here that I'd like
Oh,
to
hey.
Oh, that would be
crack open.
perfect.
I like it. All right,
But we'll
so
save it till we get there.
yes, I'm gonna looking at the
Wait till we
timeline.
get a little closer.
I'm gonna put y'all an hour behind on the timeline, but that was because y'all are going to be gathering the costumes, which is fine. Using the disguise kit as you need to. But yeah, you guys are absolutely can disguise yourselves as cultists, and you can you finish your long rest, and you can
Are we
follow.
gonna make like a little styrofoam horn for the end of my snout like blue dragons have?
Yes, let's do that.
It's either that or just hope and pray that they don't,
Hope
They
that they
don't look
think my
too
horn
close,
just got
okay?
broken off or something.
yeah.
Got him.
It's fine.
I was born like
Don't
this,
worry
okay?
about it.
I don't judge you for looking like a slightly different shade of red, Mr. Kobold. God.
Okay, anything else you guys want to do in the keep? Anyone else you want to talk to? Any supplies or provisions you feel like you need that the Castilian, the red guy, is being very cooperative, willing to help?
No, I think I'm good for equipment here.
Ooh, I only have one hit dice because you regain half. During
Yep.
the long rest.
All right.
No, I don't think I need anything else.
So it's early afternoon when you've completed your long rest, and the sun is awfully bright. Hint, hint. Drow. Yeah.
Why is it so bright up here?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
how
awful.
do you deal with this? With that thing, that death ball up there? How do you how?
I mean, I wear a hat.
Like you've adapted to the dark, we adapted to the light. If I were to go where you live, I would be miserably lost.
Oh, it's just about figuring, which way is up and which way is down. And fine.
Well,
I suppose.
nothing we can really do about it, now can we? We're here, and might as well go ahead and suck it up and deal with it.
We could get you some visors.
Pulls the hood down a little bit farther.
Or that.
Yeah, maybe one of the cultists has a parasol you can use.
Ooh.
So looking at the picture, you can see where Baldur's Gate is up here in the top corner. But you guys are at Greenest. The trail leads southeast, which fits kind of the little pieces of information you've been able to put together that the cult was basically pillaging smaller areas, smaller hamlets southeast of here. And so you suspect that this is where their camp is. You have a trail to follow, and this is the direction that the dragon mentioned that you would be able to follow them as well. So, any questions before we kind of transition to the chasing the cult part of the adventure?
I feel like we should at least tell the governor about a specific location or where we can at least track them at, like a general direction at.
Oh no, everybody knows they went southeast. I mean, it was pretty obvious. They watched the.
If you see smoke, fire, and hear screaming from this way, we're probably.
Yeah, I think you found it.
Yeah.
Also, not a question, but a comment. Ronis's profile picture or whatever, the little portrait he has, extremely badass.
Thank you.
That's all.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Good. So if you look over on your Roll20 screen,
oh boy.
Yeah. Can you show me a marching order, so to speak? I think make sure everybody has control of their tokens.
Yeah.
So let's put Uldren say Uldren's the front, and this isn't really a road; it's more of a path that you kind of has been beaten down in a way. Put yourselves kind of in your marching order, spaced out appropriately. These are 10-foot squares because it's outdoors. So, is that how y'all want to be as you're following the trail?
I would assume. I would always have to be in the back, really, or at least midway.
We're in like formation as cultists normally travel in.
Okay. I was trying to. I gotta set up a different camera for next week. That's okay. We'll keep. The show must go on. All right. The cultist trail is not difficult to follow. I mean, it's this many. You're at this point with all the discussion. You think there's at least 100, if not closer to 200, members of this kind of cult raiding party. Yeah.
Jesus.
After only walking 2 miles, which is already feels like a lot, you notice that there are some cooking fire smoke several miles away ahead of you.
Alright, well, I smell food, so we must be near the camp.
Yes.
So,
Would you like me to
what's
sneak
the
ahead and
what's
take
the
a
plan
closer look?
here?
When we were recovering stuff for the disguises, was there any like hidden symbol rings, any kind of paraphernalia we might have
no.
Okay. Just a general garb.
Yes.
All right. I say we approach one of the little campfires and just watch them for a second, see like what they're up to, maybe overhear something. And if we don't hear anything interesting in short order, we beat them up and then get some information.
Oh,
Ah,
we can do that.
That sounds like a good plan. So if you
I see.
look at your Roll20 screen, you've come across the first of the kind of stragglers campfires. None of
Everyone
them,
on their best behavior.
yeah, none of them notice y'all. Y'all have snuck up very well. They are busy with their own things. The humans have their weapons stacked against the rocks you see there on the south part of that. They don't even have their weapons with them. But they're in easy reach, though. The kobolds, though, they do have their weapons on their belt. They acting like they don't really trust each other. You see, like, the kobolds are kind of doing their thing. The human cultists are doing their thing. Yeah, it's a, I don't know. It's a, definitely there's tension between the two groups.
Can I attempt to stealth a little bit closer? Say kind of like to these rocks here.
You could get there without them noticing you. Yeah, they're not paying any attention to you guys at all or thinking that anybody's coming up behind them.
And you said that their weapons are kind of piled hereabouts?
Yes.
I'm gonna sneakily just try to like move them to the other side of the rock.
Okay.
So that they're out of their reach.
Alright, that would take a disadvantaged stealth check. Because they're already distrustful of the kobolds, so they would at least be watching to make sure the kobolds don't grab their weapons.
Okay.
If you choose to do it.
I'll kind of like glance back at the party and just, do you want me to take the thing?
Maybe a distraction would help. Any idea?
Something about like prestidigitation or something, maybe.
We could try to pit them against one another.
Yes, you can. Since you're outranking them as a dragon, I say you walk amongst them and start giving just inane orders and see what happens.
Stop rocking orders.
Go see if you can convince the kobolds to like start a slap fight with the kobolds. It'll be great.
Yeah, make
Trust me.
You can't say it's the worst idea.
Tell them that the cultists are secret agents of villagers from Greenest and that they should kill them instantly. For our lord demands it.
Or you could just make them go get us food.
Well, they are doing that. The kobolds are actually tending some small fires, and they look like they're roasting like meals like prairie hens. So they're you seem to have caught them in their mid-afternoon kind of
It's
stop for a
snack
snack. Yes. It's probably the fourth of the 6 meals that a kobold eats in a day.
time.
Fair.
You've interrupted fourth meal.
Oh, that's the best one now. Yeah. So what should I tell them, guys? What is my deception?
Let's say Spreckens and Draconic, and hope that the humans never thought to learn it. Just be like, hey, those soft skins, they think they're better than us. We should show them.
I like that.
Hey, actually, that seems about right.
Okay.
I like your plan.
Oh yikes!
Let's
I
give it
will
a try.
approach the kobolds.
I'm just giving you the biggest thumbs up from over by the rocks. Like, yeah, you got this.
Aldrin's sweating a little bit.
I'm taking notes to see if the disguise kit worked.
Being a paladin, he's not very good at lying. He'll as he
Yeah, you got
approaches, he just sort of walks with an air of confidence about himself, and he in Draconic in a much like deeper and like more gravelly tone, trying to make himself sound more like quote villainous. He says, "You mooks! Those soft skins have been running over us since the beginning of this operation. And I say it's time that we put them down."
Okay. I'm adding
Ooh.
everybody on initiative if we need it. Haven't decided if we need it yet or not. I will give the cultists a separate initiative from the kobolds. Do y'all do that when y'all run? Do y'all each type of monster gets its own initiative, or do y'all do all the monsters together?
Every type gets their own initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we do too.
Unless you want to like do like a group of 3 kobolds here and 3 kobolds there.
Yeah.
Spice it up.
All right, I think I've got everybody in
to-
there. So let's
to,
go ahead and roll initiative. Not that we're starting combat. Let's just have everything lined up here in case this goes south. So the kobolds are a 9.
What'd you get?
A 23.
Damn.
Nice.
With
Oh.
a natural.
I see.
All right, well, their rolls are only 9 and 8, so y'all are in good shape if things go south. But this is a lot of kobolds and cultists. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway,
So many kobolds, so little time. So
All
many
right.
cultists, so little time.
so for using the distrust that you picked up on, I'm going to give you advantage on this persuasion roll, Aldrin.
It's persuasion. Yay! I have a +4 to that.
Oh, yay.
That charisma.
Ooh, that one was a
Charisma
17. plus
Okay.
things.
The kobolds
The
are
other
with
is-
you.
Oh.
You see them back away from the cultists, and what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? I don't understand. The one closest to you is kind of talking for the group. He's looking around, very confused. You see them getting agitated. Like toddlers who have their toys taken away or something.
Aldrin will just smile a sickening grin that he saw the dragon make yesterday and just say, "Flay them alive."
So the cultists are now walking in to see what's going on. And one of them, who seems to be kind of more in charge than the other one, is, good sir, how are y'all, good sir? What's going on? I don't understand. What is wrong?
I love that.
Dead men don't get to speak. And,
Oh.
I'll try to. And
Now can I steal their weapons?
Yes, in the order of initiative. So we have started a fight. The kobolds are just confused right now. They are not going to fight the cultists yet, but they're also not fighting you either. So you've isolated the cultists. A fight with just you and the 4 cultists.
all right.
So good work on that.
I'll take it.
So, yeah.
Hey.
Let me put this in the initiative order.
Uh,
All right, Mayasa. Am I saying it right, Mayasa? You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So Mayasa, you can definitely grab. There's 4 shields and 4 weapons. You could grab, I'll say, 3 of those 8 items. Which 3 of those 8 items do you want to grab?
I will leave their shields, and I would prefer to take any sort of damaging weapon.
You can take 3 of their swords. Yeah. They're
Okay.
they're kind of spread out and get away from them, so you can move as well.
Okay,
So
cool.
3 of the cultists are unarmed.
Yeah, I will do that, and I will actually, and I'm gonna go. She said these squares are 10.
Yes.
Okay, so 10, 20. I'm gonna come back here and like toss the weapons into a little pile, like over hereabouts. Just
Great. Okay. All right, Carrick, you see your new Drow rogue friend, who's run back with 3 of their weapons, and she has, for a Drow, a very giddy look on her face, and she tosses them off to the side. What is your reaction? Because you can tell that the cultists are not happy with Uldren telling them that he's about to kill them. The kobolds are looking confused. You don't see that. You're not sure what the kobolds are going to do.
Bard stuff.
bird stuff.
bird stuff.
I'm gonna actually. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna. I haven't thought. I'm gonna say I'm actually gonna hold action to support Uldren with a help action if anything goes awry. So I'm gonna come up next to him and just prepare for things to go poorly because it's kind of how it goes.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Next in initiative is Uldren himself. Uldren, be Uldren.
All right. I guess I'll rush forwards.
Yeah.
And draw my short sword. No, my long sword. I mean, I don't feel like revealing my shield because that has a lot of Bahamut stuff on it. So I'm gonna 2-hand my long sword and take a -2 to my AC.
Okay.
So they only see the weapon.
Yes. So
Good call.
Yeah. And I'll just strike out, and as I strike, I'll look back to the kobolds and say, "What are you waiting for? Do you want to be fried?"
at this point, the cultist closest to you, he picks up that last weapon that wasn't confiscated by your sneaky rogue. But the other 3 cultists don't have weapons. They're going to have to come over here and punch kobolds in the face and steal daggers from them.
That is hilarious.
Does a 17 hit the cultist in front of me?
Yes.
Oh my god. 15 points of slashing damage.
Oh.
Okay.
Whoa!
You have beheaded a cultist.
That's a 10 on the D10. Ladies and gents.
So congratulations. The cultist that had a weapon is now dead.
And he'll just kind of let out an evil laugh. Just.
You are definitely acting very cult-like. The other kobolds now, seeing that kind of the leader one of their group has just been beheaded by you, and 3 kobolds getting punched in the face by the other cultists, they seem to draw their daggers as if they're going to attack the cultists. But before they can, these cultists surrender.
Well, there you go. That's right. 2 dragons.
So now, what do you want to do? You have 3 captured cultists and a little army of kobolds that think y'all are bad guys.
I'll just point to the cultists and say, "Tie them up and leave them for the wolves."
They definitely start doing that. The
Are you
kobolds
sure you're
are
a paladin?
the kobolds are tying up the cultists. And the cultists are cursing and grumbling at you. They don't understand. You hear a lot of questioning, like, what did we do wrong? Why is Tiamat rejecting us?
Should I want to whisper to old.
You can.
I say we send the kobolds ahead and let them sow a little dissent amongst the ranks, and then we question these guys to see what's ahead.
Noted. Aldrin will say, "You've done nothing wrong. Move forwards and spread the news. Softskins can't be trusted."
You want us to go talk to the rear guard?
Yes.
Do you have anything else that you want to talk to the kobolds about before they head out?
I wish I knew Draconic.
Same.
How many
I'm going through the
softskins
cultist
remain?
pockets and looking for loose change.
Yep, you don't find anything of value. It's all been put into the loot that has been
Oh, darn.
the looted hoard.
Aldrin will ask how many softskins remain, so asking them if they know how many humans there are.
I think there's about maybe 100. Hundreds of them, 100 of us, something like that, you know?
Well, that number will be reduced shortly. Move forward.
Alright.
Vive la Kobold Revolution!
So you see the kobolds kind of grab their food, you know, making a little to-go box for themselves. And they definitely march out to the southeast, following this road. Now, when they're gone and you do a more careful search, you actually do find that one of the cultists had a sack containing pewter. How do you say that word? Pewter.
Pewter.
Yeah.
Pewter?
Right. Not
It's a very soft metal.
Yes, candlesticks. There's some silver serving dishes and a few religious carvings you recognize as having been taken from the Temple of Shantae. At least the three of you that have been there. So you have recovered some of the Temple of Shantae's lost loot.
As the kobolds leave, Aldrin throws up.
Okay.
I'm starting to believe it. You liked it.
Hey, no, you did great. That was fantastic.
Bravo.
Going to the dragon, I believe.
Alright, one of the cultists who looks really getting red in the face is like, "Okay, who are you? You're not with our cult."
No,
They're all
sir,
tied
we're
up.
not.
They're helpless and tied up. And as the rogue continues to search, she finds 28 silver pieces in their pocket.
Hey. Well done.
All right.
Oh, you were holding out on me.
Let's see here. There's three of you. You're chained up, and the last time I was in that situation, we had, a choice to make. So which one of you guys wants to die? Super crazy.
Okay, their eyes all get really big, and they turn even paler white.
All right, you're going to give us some information if you wish to walk out of here with your breath.
We don't know much, but we'll tell you whatever you want to know. Just don't kill us.
Well, anybody got any questions?
I guess you should talk about the dragon lady or the monk.
Oh, the lady's name.
Part of the cult of the dragon, but what is the cult of the dragon doing in Greenrist?
We're gathering treasure to create a great hoard to honor the Dragon Queen Tiamat.
Who gave you the orders to gather this hoard?
Oh, we work for Frulam Mondath. Frulam Mondath. And Frulam is a feminine, is traditionally feminine name.
Frulam
Mondath is who they give you the name of their leader.
Madame Mothra.
Yes.
That's the dragon lady, I suppose.
Purple attire?
Yes, as most of what you're wearing is also purple now because the cultist colors are purple.
Yeah, you got a point there.
Yeah, but yes, they describe her as decked out in purple.
What kind of position are you building this horde at? Is it an abandoned castle, a cave, a seaside town?
You
Seaside
mean our?
retreat.
We have a camp. We're on our way
Just a
back
camp
to
out?
it. It's in
Yeah,
a
but there's
yeah. The camp is in a gully, a few miles from here. It's kind of a hollow rock of a rocky plateau.
any prisoners that you have captured already? Any certain number? Any people of importance?
Yes, we definitely took prisoners with us, but I don't. I didn't notice any particular people, but yes, we took prisoners with us.
No monk from the Harpers?
What are? I don't know what you mean. What monk? What are harpers?
I don't think they would have told these peons that.
I
Well,
believe a
I'm done
monk
with
from Burdusk. A raid from Burdusk.
I, they generally seem like they're trying to actually one of you make an insight check.
What do I
I
have?
have. I've got proficiency in insight.
I got +5s.
Say I have +2 in insight.
We'll let Ashley make her first roll for
Sure.
the game.
Yay!
Alright.
That is going to be a 12.
After
insight.
bonus,
Yes, sir.
the oh, I feel so old right now. Yeah, so they seem genuinely scared for their lives, and you can't tell. I mean, they could be lying, but you're not getting a vibe that they're lying to you. But they don't seem to. They know there's prisoners, but they don't seem to remember anything specific about any prisoners.
So I'm
Or
gonna
just a number to them.
I'm gonna go ahead and crouch down in front of this like main cultist who's been talking to us, and I'm actually gonna pull out one of my daggers and kind of flip it just around my hands a little bit and say to them, you know, where I come from, we cut out the tongues of life. Are you lying to me?
Okay, he doesn't talk. He just shakes his head like this. He's yeah, and you realize you were probably kneeling too close to him because there's some kind of wet puddle coming from his knee that has now gotten your leg wet, your knee wet as well.
Oh dear.
Anything else that you guys would like to know? I think we should just, knock them out for the day.
Knock them out, bring them back to camp.
Okay, that's pretty nice. I was gonna leave them to the woods.
Doesn't the governor want more prisoners?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good question. We could take this treasure back too, but would that
Exactly.
impede?
I
How long
think
have
it
we?
would be
How long have?
wiser to move forward than to go back.
It was approximately
Agreed.
2 miles.
Wasn't he progressing forwards as well, or at least looking for something?
I'm sorry, who?
Never mind.
Okay,
I
so
was mistaken.
no, this is an interesting dilemma because you do have a bag of loot for the Temple of Shantae. You do now have 3 prisoners that the governor wanted prisoners. You are only perhaps a couple of hours away from where you started.
I mean, I guess we could take these guys back and come back out during the cover of darkness. I'm not opposed.
But then
Is
again,
it
how
from
far
naked
away
time
would
to a
they
tree?
be by then?
Hopefully, they're still in their gully, but I don't know.
The prisoners you were interrogating said they're a few more miles. You're a few miles from the camp still.
Yes,
We're
where's your
pretty
base?
close. They said they had already answered that. They said we were just a couple miles away, so it should be pretty close.
Yeah.
I see no reason to not take them back.
No reason then? Because there's nothing else they can give us then, apparently.
Yes, but they
I
are
said,
prisoners.
strip from naked time to a tree. Well,
Cover
we're
them
moving
out,
back.
put a bag on their heads so you don't see what's coming.
No, we're going to take them back and give them to the governor.
Alright?
No
Yes.
opposition here.
Do we have the time to do that?
I don't see why we don't.
Yeah. All right then. Then let's go ahead and cover them up so they don't. Well, never mind. Let's go ahead and just bring them back.
And unless you wish
They already
to
know
leave
the
them
way
out
to
here.
Greenrest.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was like, nah, never mind. That's stupid to think of that. They know how to get back.
Unless you
They
have a
already
better
know where
idea.
they've already been there.
Been there, done that.
We could tie
They
them
have
up.
T-shirts.
We could tie them up further in the tree so that they are safe while we're gone and we can come back for them later. While
I
keeping
like
them
that
alive.
plan. Just
Let's
tie
see.
them up somewhere here in the bushes, and then come back for them on the way back.
Maybe do we know what how to do smoke signals or anything like that? Maybe me specifically because of wartime stuff.
Each army would have its own set of signaling, and you haven't done anything that would.
Yeah, no.
I could
Then-
try to do a smoke signal just to see if it would get the attention of the governor.
It would take a long time to know the result of that.
Well, I could set off the smoke signal and then continue forwards.
Okay.
Should we
Basically,
also?
I wouldn't stick around to see the result.
Ooh. Should we keep the treasure along with us, or should we hide it, bury it somewhere?
I say we take it along with us.
Take it along
There's
with
no
us.
reason. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Take it
Won't-
with us. It makes
won't
our
hinder us
position
anyway.
stronger.
yeah. I mean, it's just a couple platters.
Because then we are members of the cult returning with good.
This is true.
Oh,
You're right. You bring up a good point there.
I think someone just earned an inspiration dice.
Woo!
Heyo.
Ashley,
That's
you get
clever.
an
Yay!
inspiration dice. Congratulations.
Yes.
You have been inspired.
Inspired.
You have
Yeah. So
hit the ground running with
I
our
don't-
group.
yeah, ultimately I say we tie these guys up. We can pick them up on our way back, or hopefully they've gone about their way before then. It doesn't seem like they much care for the cult now. Anyhow, they spilt their guts.
Very true.
Move on to the camp and at least see what's going on there, and then we can choose to go back or not.
Yep, I like
Sounds-
that plan.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Onward, friends.
So now that you've kind of put your plan together, describe specifically what you guys are doing with your 3 prisoners.
Essentially, I figured we were just leaving them here, and then they can either sit here and wait, or they can start attempting to get themselves out. But it's none of our business, I guess, after we leave.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm thinking
We
even
tie
if
'em up, we
cultists,
leave 'em in the bushes.
I think even if other cultists find them, then they'll tell them that there's traitors amongst them dressed as cultists, and that'll just help our narrative of tricking the poor kobolds into thinking that everybody's turning on one another.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's them.
I like
no,
it.
It's them. No, it's us.
Who be it?
Surprise! It was us all along. It was me, Aldrin.
The dragon from the fight.
I like the color purple anyway.
It's a good color. Royalty.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do that and you are off on the trail.
Indeed.
So going back to let me look at the D20 with y'all. There's
Darkness.
yeah,
Ooh.
I'm about to
Yeah.
reveal it.
I'm
So
on the map.
go ahead and put yourselves back in a marching order for me. I'm using the same map background, but that's okay. The idea is that you're in a wooded area. You still can strongly smell the smell of smoke from the burning city, the village that was burnt. And there are still little fires and plenty of signs that you're on the right course.
All right.
All
I
right.
think everything's all good and dandy.
I suppose. Do you want to be this far up, Squidge?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Mad respect. Onwards.
So I need a DC 15 Wisdom check, Perception. I'm going to say with advantage.
23.
You identify a upcoming ambush spot. The kobolds had mentioned to you that they were going to find the rear guard. So you've been on lookout for what that rear guard is. Because you think of a large enough force moving, they would do that. They would leave, a rear guard behind them. And you definitely see up ahead what looks like an ambush spot. And you definitely think that there are baddies in the woods ahead. What do you do?
Said, be prepared. There may be cultists up ahead, so act natural. Said, we are part of this cult.
Sounds good to me.
What is our alibi? Why are we so late?
We were gaining additional treasures. Up the bag again and gives it a little shake.
Understood. Can someone else do the talking this time?
So this is what you come across in the ambush spot.
Oh, what are you?
What?
You have a veteran leading a couple of acolytes, and it looks like you count 6 cultists to yourselves as you walk into their trap. Of course, they're not springing the trap because we're going to give you an opportunity to deceive them. Let's make a deception check with advantage. Who's doing the talking this time? Who has inspiration?
Who's got the big deception?
I have a +3, and I mean I can do comprehend language.
I have a negative.
I've only got a +2, but she does have inspiration, and she has the goodie bag.
I do. I'm just gonna shove the drow up front.
Not really shove, just have you kind of like wave the bag around or something like that.
I have a cover story.
Cool,
I
have
would
nothing.
I would defer to the bard.
Okay, here, let me give you a little bit of information. How about we just go on and go like, wow, what happened to those kobolds? They've gone nuts. Just try to mosey on out.
Those kobolds, just weird.
All right, go for it, Carrick.
Oh, you want me to do it? Okay. Sure.
Gently scoots the dwarf forward.
Mr. Bride.
Yeah, I'll go up. Carrick gonna move slow, not super cautious, like my little 25 feet. Try to move past, and if they stop me, that'll be my story. Everybody follow along, please.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
So
no reason not to.
The veteran, she's who looks like she's in charge. She looks pretty serious. You would expect her to be a professional mercenary fighter type person. She has a very nasty looking long sword. She also has a short sword. She has a heavy crossbow strapped to her back that is a very nasty looking weapon.
That's intimidating.
And more importantly, she has a +2 to her perception. And we're going to do some challenge rolls here to see if y'all can talk your way past them.
Is that what happened? All right.
All right. Well, yikes.
Well, having the soldier background, I'm gonna straighten up and pretend that a superior is looking at me sternly and behave accordingly.
Yes, that's definitely the vibe feeling you get.
So making our way to camp. Well, you guys keep doing the good work here, keeping anyone from sneaking up on our.
I don't recognize you, she says, with a with a kind of a furrowed brow, like she's confused but yet interested in what you have to say.
Yeah, I know. Most dwarves, are too proud to be members of something other than their clan. Me, I'm a cowardly sort. So dragons are pretty great, right?
Oh, you were a talker. She kind of has a gasp of frustration and then reaches out a point right at the Drow. Is like, I would remember Drow, she says.
Oh, you remember a Drow? New recruit. Just came in from the Underdark.
I pull up the bag of goodies and like, hey, I'm the new kid, but I come bearing gifts for mighty Tiamat.
Tiamat is our morning glory.
Oh, our morning glory. Yes, of course.
Praise be.
The veteran, she holds up her 5 fingers. Like that, spread apart.
I will mimic the gesture.
Let me see what your loot is, she says. Spread it out on the ground.
Oh yeah, you should have seen the Drow at work. She just busted into the temple and started stealing everything. Real blasphemous, in fact. It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. Roll. Let's go ahead and do the deception check now with advantage. Y'all are doing great.
Good job, Carrick. Messed up.
Are you rolling in the d20? Hey, it's a good roll. 17.
Yeah,
Wait.
that'd be a 17.
How did it get to 17 if you rolled a 2? Oh, it's a 5.
Oh, I did my advantage, so there's
you rolled them
just
both.
2 rolls.
Okay. I was like, darn. Yeah. Okay. The veteran, she's like, are you the ones that stirred up these kobolds?
Stirred up? No, there was 3 lazy-looking humans who, just were mistreating the poor little fellas. We just wanted to pat them on their snoot and send them on their way, but they were fighting amongst themselves over some prairie chickens.
Okay. Well, I will keep this loot and add it to the hoard, she says as she starts putting the stuff back in the bag.
It's okay.
Of course. Ladder load for us, by the 5. Warms.
Okay.
Yeah.
With that, they all seem to fade back into the trees to reassume their ambush position of the rear guard.
Woo.
It's getting to be dusk, by the way, as you've traveled along.
I learned something new there. I thought Tiamat had 7 heads.
If you guys would see Aldrin as you guys are like walking away, you see like blood rushing out of his mouth as he's had to bite his tongue so hard.
Oh my god. Man, that Dragonborn's hardcore.
Gently pat the side of your snoot. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Easy there, blue fellow. We're about done here.
He just starts growling and underneath his breath, just like,
There, it's good practice. Save that for the camp. You're gonna need it.
Blood
Yeah,
for the
see,
dragon.
you can do your vocal warm ups for your evil voice, just the.
It wasn't far off.
Think of your inspiration. Pull it out from the inside. That's what they always told me.
It's awesome.
So you use your frustration and exercises of deception?
Of course, that's why I'm so good at it.
Hey man, when you gotta do it, you gotta do it.
Interesting.
So the camp, as you make the last part of the journey, is getting to be sundown, dusk. You find that the raiders have set up their camp in a hollow of a rocky plateau. I'll put it up here on the picture for the stream to see. The lower portion of the plateau rises gently from the surrounding land, but it quickly steepens and ascends to a height of 150 feet above the landscape. Boulders form jumbled heaps at the bases of the cliffs. The level shelves and the top of the plateau are covered in long grass. That could be good for you sneaky types. And brush and scrubby trees grow in patches. So the shapes you see here are large tents and small tents. There's a guard tower kind of at the entranceway, and there's another guard tower up above looking down into the camp.
How would you guys like to approach?
Are we going to try to infiltrate the entire camp? Or are we going to try to stealth and then if we get caught, use our cultist routine?
I say we walk in like we own the place, but that's me.
I agree.
I only
then
got the
we-
good graces so
And then,
far.
and then we find where the half dragon is sleeping. We slit his
Well,
throat.
I say we find the prisoners that we're looking for first, and maybe gather some intel. And if we can get a nice jab at him while we can, sure. But maybe we just take the information back as requested. I mean, of course not, but you know.
Fair.
I could do some sneaky looking about, especially
and,
since the sun has now gone down.
And we also have to find the eggs.
Definitely, that is top priority along with the prisoners.
Yeah. I'd
So,
like to be
yeah.
able to hinder. What was our goal exactly? Were we just to find the eggs or to free the eggs? Like, how
Free
how
the eggs.
involved?
The dragon had mentioned that he would be nearby and would try to monitor y'all's progress, and if you found the eggs, would retrieve them from you.
Yeah.
Oh, that actually.
Ooh,
Have the
maybe
dragon.
when he retrieves them, grab onto his feet and get flown out.
No, thank you.
If anything, the dragon would either be with
I
with
wasn't
the,
there when you made that deal, so I don't trust that deal.
This is all Nick talking, by the way. Not
Yeah.
right now.
All right, so hunt down the prisoner, hunt down the eggs, reveal the location best we can, and get the hell out of there before the dragon turns on his cult, I guess.
yeah, and we would hate to be in the thick of that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun.
I wouldn't want to get in that breath.
I wouldn't want to get hit by a stronger breath weapon.
Agreed.
And I don't know if the mother would be nearby either. Having two of them angry would be just sad.
Oh, gods.
All right, so we're gonna tackle this. What should we do first, at least?
So y'all
Gather
are,
information.
yeah, y'all
I
are
feel like we
approaching
should-
this from the northwest. If you look on the little mini map, let me put the picture back up. The
I
trail you're
feel-
following comes in from this way, if y'all can see
Okay.
that. But there's all of this is very easy to hide and kind of like spy in on the camp. There's a lot of spying you could do on the camp before it gets dark, if you choose to, or you can go right in the camp. I'm not telling you what to do. Just those are kind of options.
mean,
Let's say I can, or I actually probably would start to kind of stealth off and just be like, hold on, I'm gonna go try and get lay of, like,
Lay of the land.
lay of the land, like where can I find out like where they're keeping prisoners, or yeah, just kind of
yeah, I guess we
Found-
spot stuff first before we go walking in.
yeah. You don't want to walk into this camp completely blind.
Fair.
Yeah, because they'll
Completely
assume that
not
we know
knowing.
where everything is.
No, there's a lot of great things you can do if you want to spend the rest of the daylight just observing what's happening in the camp.
I would like to do that.
Okay. All right. As you walk around, or kind of crawl, a lot of it's crawling though, through the tall grasses that are around the edge of this area, you observe a number of different things. Obviously, the first two things that jumped out at you were these guard posts. They don't look like something you should try to fight. There's one at the entrance of the hollow and one atop the plateau. The towers are each 20 feet tall and are made from rough timbers lashed together with rope. There's definitely a few lookouts in each tower, and you see the tower at the mouth of the hollow that you walk as you were approaching is manned by kobolds, while it looks like warriors of various types of races man the one that's above the camp. And you definitely see alarm horns they have to blow. So if anyone from the guard camp sees anything that if y'all get caught, so to speak, by someone seeing you from a guard tower, they can blow a warning horn. Cool. Any questions about the guard towers?
Nope.
As you work your way to the south side of this gully, you definitely see where the prisoners are being kept in this kind of southwest corner of the map. There are definitely 8 prisoners that are tied up to posts. They're shackled to a post inside of what looks like the biggest of those 5 huts. You can see from the kind of the hole where they come in and out of the hut. You count at least 8 prisoners. You see guards, lots of guards in this area. The Dragon Claw guards, for example, they're the ones that are kind of the elite cultists. They're guarding the prisoners personally. Now the sides of these gullies are steep slopes, but they are transversable, meaning that it would definitely be a difficult skill check, but you can definitely kind of work your way down the side of the gully if you needed to. Going back up would be a lot more difficult, but you could do that possibly as well. In the kind of this southeastern side, this looks like the leadership area, the leadership tent. You don't see any of the leader type people, perhaps even your new half-dragon friend that you're looking for at the moment, but this seems to be the area that they would be in. One thing that is interesting to note is there's caves here. This little dark area on the picture is what looks like an entranceway to some shallow caves. And there's perhaps other cave mouths here that you don't see very well, but there's a lot of brush and boulders and such that could be obscuring even more caves and cave entrances. As night is falling, you see that the camp is settling down. There's definitely the guard towers are guarded by people that have dark vision, and you see that there's a lot of little campfires around all of these little tent clusters, as plenty of people are settling and eating, and things are kind of calming in the camp. So we'll do this.
Well.
I'll give y'all a few minutes to discuss a plan, and then we will end for the week there as y'all come up with a plan, and we will leave that as our cliffhanger for next week. But we'll take a few minutes now and discuss the plan, what we'll do next week.
I think the eggs are either in the half-dragon's tent or in a cave.
Well, it makes you think it wouldn't be with the dragon lady.
Well,
maybe she would want to keep them for themselves.
I assume they are in the same quarters. Because he said a leadership area, so I assume they're in that same area.
Okay, I see what you mean then. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess
be a canoodling.
Oh my.
Mm.
Well, I think maybe starting from the caves, if we can somehow get there and then work our way to the prisoners, would be the most beneficial gain. I would believe that I don't know the number of eggs. We should have asked that question.
That is a good thing to talk about. Yes.
Well, I'm not exactly sure how large is a dragon egg. Any insight on that, Aldrin?
I can tell you how big dragonborn eggs are.
No,
Not
thanks.
as
I don't
big as
need to know
dragon
what you
eggs.
do on the weekend, that's for sure.
Dragon eggs are probably oh man, how do I... They're fairly large, probably like a watermelon. or something like that, I assume.
I think they probably
So-
start as the size of a watermelon, and they get much bigger.
Yeah, and then
I'd say they're the size of a dwarf by the time they're hatching.
You heard it here first, folks.
The lore.
Lore.
So what do we want to prioritize here?
Prisoners, we would definitely. If we had to choose between getting the eggs and the prisoners, I would want the prisoners.
Hey, prisoners
But the
can
egg-
start a ruckus so we can go and get the eggs.
But currently, the eggs are going to be the thing that keeps Greenest alive.
Definitely, that is true.
Because I have a feeling if we don't get it, the dragon, in spite, will try doubly as hard.
Well, so let's confirm the position of the eggs, and then we can save the prisoners, because the dragon, sounds like he might be able to just get his eggs as he wishes. If we can keep the half dragon busy while he does this, that way their family feud could be a little less of a concern on our back.
Fair.
So I found the table of dragon egg characteristics.
Mhm.
Blue dragon eggs, which is what we're dealing with, right? They are small size, which means they're 2 feet in length, and they weigh 8 pounds.
Wow.
Damn.
That's a pretty
that's
big
not bad.
melon.
Not bad, but. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on how many eggs there are, you have 2 hens.
Couple hundred frozen turkeys.
So what you know about blue eggs is that for half of each day, the egg must be kept in a temperature of 90 to 120 degrees, but then
So
it must be
someplace
followed
hot.
by a half day at 40 to 60 degrees. That's how you kind of incubate a blue dragon egg. So more information for this puzzle you're trying to figure out.
Interesting. Okay. But yeah, I think that's the general plan.
All right.
So try to sneak to the leader tent and then work our way out from there.
Yep, that seems like the best course of action.
If you gotta
Yeah.
kill a snake, cut off its head.
Cool.
Finish what was done.
Ashley, it has been a real pleasure having you in our group tonight. You are going to be a fantastic addition to the Guardians of the Realm. Everyone should come back next week, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern on Monday to see. Hopefully, we'll add even a new person here in the Raider camp and have our party of 6 if it works out. But if not, these 5 are fantastic enough. Again, I'm Frank Myers, your Dungeon Master, and it's been my real pleasure having this fun game tonight, and we will be back next week.